Hey, what's up guys? My name is Anand and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Facebook audiences. Now, I have been getting a lot of questions regarding what are the different types of audiences that you can target and some of the digital marketing strategies that we can apply in terms of building website audience, lookalike audience, video engagement audience. So I'm excited to create this video and go through each and every options that we have on Facebook in terms of creating audiences. So let's get started and go through all the different options in terms of creating Facebook audiences. So once you log into your Facebook Business Manager, click on this hamburger icon and then click on audiences. Now when you are initially starting out, this will look empty, but don't worry, I'm gonna show you a bunch of different options that will help you to build all the different targeting audiences, retargeting audiences that you can use for your next campaign. So click on this create audience button and then let's start with custom audiences first. Once you click on custom audience, you have 5 different options. So let's start with customer file. Now you will use this option when you have a bunch of different email addresses from your CRM, or it can be email addresses of all the leads, email addresses of all the existing customers, or anyone you want to target on Facebook. So ideally you would want to download your database from your customer relationship management CRM tool, such as HubSpot or Salesforce, and then clean up your Excel file or CSV file and make sure that you include their first name, last name, and email address, phone number, state. But don't worry if you don't have all the data. At least make sure that you have first name, last name, and email address. Alright, moving on, we have website traffic. You will use this option when you want to build an audience based out of all the visitors to your website. So let's click on website traffic, and as you can see, you can create a custom audience based on all the website visitors. Now you can choose to say I want to collect all the visitors in the past 30 days. You can change it to 60 days or 90 days depending upon your requirement. The only thing is, if you have 30 or 60 days, it means the audience that you are creating are going to be recent audience, and you can retarget them with a time sensitive campaign or ad. So it really depends on your scenario, but as you can see, the maximum is 180 days. So all you have to do is select all website visitors, enter your number of days, and then provide a name. For example, all website visitors, and then 90 days, and then hit create audience. I want to show you all the different options that we have apart from all website visitors. So let's click on this drop down and then see. Okay, so that's the first option. The second option is to choose people who visited specific web pages. Now you will use this option when you want to target people based on different categories on your website or different pages they visit. So let's take an example. Let's say you want to run an ad campaign targeting people only to your blog visitors. So what you can do is you can choose this option and then say the people who visited specific pages in the past 90 days, and the URL should contain blog. And that's how you can make sure that Facebook will only collect audience who visited your blog pages. Another example is, this is my website and I have a category that says marketing automation. So what I can do is I can copy this section, and then I can say, hey Facebook, I want to collect all the visitors who visited only to these pages, like only to pages that has marketing automation in the URL. So that way I can build an audience. I can also use multiple conditions, like I can use multiple URLs and try to build an audience. You can use this AND condition, and you can say, hey, I want to target people who visited certain pages, but I don't want to target people who visited thank you pages. So in that case you can use an exclude audience. So let's say an example can be, you want to target people who visited all your webinar sign up pages, but then you don't want to people who filled out the sign up form. So you will exclude people who visited your thank you pages. And that's how you can use AND condition, and you can exclude condition to form a combination of your website audience. So keep this this option as one of the targeting strategy for your Facebook campaign, because it really helps you to target really relevant audience and make sure that your ad is going to be super targeted and be more efficient. All right, so we talked about this, and then we also covered all the different options. Look at this, like you can use contains, doesn't contain, and equals. So it does provide a lot of different options. All right, the third option is visitors by time spent. Okay, now let's say you get a bunch of different visitors to your e-commerce site or an agency website, and then you want to make sure that you run an ad and display an ad only to people who spend 10% or 5% of their time. Then you want to use this option. There is also a way to select specific pages, so you can use the same website URL conditions over here and make sure that you only target those people. But apart from that, you can use these options, 25, 10, and 5%, and that way you're only targeting your top 25, top 10, and top 5% of your website visitors. And this can be useful to promote a discount code and make sure that you only reach those highly qualified and potential prospects. So that's your third option. And finally, if you have an e-commerce website, then Facebook Pixel can track events. So there can be multiple events like page view, add to cart, people who added to a cart and also filled their personal information, people who added to cart, filled their personal information, and they went to shipping page, and then people who did everything but then they abandoned. So you can use multiple events. Now I don't have any events over here because mine is just a blog, but if you have an e-commerce site and if your Facebook Pixel is correctly installed, then you will get additional options over here. If you don't know how to do that, let me know in the comment section and I will create a separate video on how to target your e-commerce site. Alright, so that's how you create custom audience using website. Alright, let's move on. The third option is app activity, and you will use this option when you want to target people who are using your app. So basically you can say anyone who opened the app, most active users, and users by purchase amount, and users by segment. So it's similar to website audience, but this will be focusing more on your mobile app. All right, let's go back and talk about fourth option offline activity. Okay, now to take an example, let's say you have a physical brick and mortar store, and you want to target people who are visiting your physical store via Facebook ad. So what you can do is you can collect email addresses of all the people who are visiting your store, and you can create a list of people. It can be their phone number, email address, and everything, and then you can upload that data to Facebook, and basically you can target them anywhere using Facebook audience network and using Facebook ads. So offline activity is super useful when you want to target people who are interacting with your business in store, by phone, or through any other offline channels. And it's useful generally when you are attending events and trade show, if you have a physical store or any other offline channel. So that's your fourth option. Moving on, we have engagement. Now again, this is one of the most important type of audience targeting, and let's talk about a couple of different options. So when you click on engagement, you have these 6 different options. Okay, the first one is video. So Facebook has this awesome feature where it can try to build an audience based on how many people watched your video. So what you can do is you can choose these 7 different options over here. People who viewed at least 3 seconds of your video, people who viewed at least 10 seconds, 25%, 50, 75, and 95. So as you know, video marketing or video content type is super popular nowadays. LinkedIn has introduced video format. So Facebook can utilize video viewership data and try to build an audience out of it. So all you have to do is you can choose any of these parameters. Okay, once you have selected your category or parameter for video, for example 3 second or 10 second, you click on choose videos, and then you need to select your Facebook page and choose the video that you want to utilize for building this audience. So I'm just going to pick this random video that I posted, and then hit confirm. So now what Facebook is going to do is it's going to compile a list of people who watched at least 10 seconds of my video, and this is the video that I'm going to use. So let's say you posted a very popular video and you got a lot of engagement. You can actually use that video to build an audience and retarget them for your next campaign. And then you can again provide number of days that you want to calculate or consider for this audience, provide an audience name, and then hit create audience. So that's your engagement audience. Now let's talk about lead form. So this is another way of creating your audience using lead forms. Once you've selected lead forms, select your Facebook page, and then what you can do is you can say anyone who opened your lead form, or people who opened but did not submit the form, or people who opened and submitted the form. You can choose any of these options, and then you can select your lead form using this option, and then hit create audience. So that's how you can create an audience out of lead form. The third option is full screen experience. So you can actually create an audience based out of your collection ad or canvas on Facebook. The fourth option is Facebook page. Now again, this is a great way to utilize your existing audience that you have already built using your Facebook page. So you can actually build an audience out of everyone who engaged with your page, or anyone who visited your page, people who engaged with any of your post or ad, people who clicked any call to action button, sent a message, and saved your page or any post. So this is again a super useful way of utilizing your existing audience and utilizing your Facebook page to build an audience and then retarget them with sponsored advertisement. So that's how you can utilize your Facebook page to build a custom audience. And then finally, you can just name your audience and then hit create audience. Moving on, we have Instagram profile. Now this is something new that they introduced. It's similar to your Facebook page. The only difference is once you click on this, you will select your business profile and build an audience out of it. And finally, you have event. So anytime you have created an event, or anytime people who have interacted with your event on Facebook, you can create an audience out of it. All right, moving on, we talked about custom audience. Let's talk about lookalike audience. So lookalike audience is basically Facebook will try to match and find new audiences based on a custom audience that you will provide as a source. So you have two different options over here. You have value-based sources and other sources. So value-based sources is basically it's going to be useful when you are running an e-commerce store, and let's say you upload or you have installed Pixel, and you have data about customers. Then what value-based sources will do is you need to select a pixel, and Facebook will try to find people who are similar to your existing customers through your e-commerce store, and it will only try to find people who are most likely to become a customer and who will convert on your website based on their purchase value. So customer value lets their system find more people similar to your high value customers. So that's how you can use value-based sources for your e-commerce website. But you also have an option to utilize your existing custom audience. So what you can do is you can click on other sources, and you can select the custom audience that you had created. So I have created a custom audience based out of website visitors. So you can select that option, and then you can choose the location. So I'm going to say United States, and then basically you can use the scale to choose your audience size. So the only difference between 0 and 10 is the more closer to you are towards 0, the more similar and the more closely matched your audience will be in your lookalike audience. So what this means is audience size ranges from 1 to 10, with 1% being those who match closely to your source. So if you choose 10%, then you will get a larger audience. Look at this, like it is like 21 million, but the people in those audience will be less similar to your source audience. So I highly recommend choosing 1%, because your audience size is still pretty big. It's 2.1 million, but at the same time it will be highly similar to your source audience. You can even create multiple lookalike audience in one go by choosing the advanced option. So yeah, that's how you can create a lookalike audience based out of custom audience. Now I do want to mention here that you are also able to create a lookalike audience based out of your customer CRM data. So all you have to do is in your source option, click on other sources, and you need to choose your custom audience that you had created based out of your CRM data. So that's the only difference between lookalike audience created out of website visitor and lookalike audience created out of email upload or CRM data. So yeah, that's your lookalike audience. Moving on, we have saved audience. So this is again a great way of creating audience that is based on out of demographics, interest or behavior, and you can, once you create this audience, you can save it, and the next time when you create a campaign, you can simply choose this saved audience. So I'm gonna pick an example. I'm gonna say United States digital marketers. And then I'm not going to choose custom audience, but what I'm going to say is I'm going to pick United States. Actually, I'm going to get a little bit more specific. I'm going to say I want to target all the people in let's say Florida. It's winter over here and I really want to go to Florida. It's pretty warm over there. Anyways, I'm gonna pick Florida. All right, look at that. You can use this map feature to drop a pin. You can enter city, state, zip code, address, or you can use the map and simply drop a pin. So we have picked Florida, and then you can change the age, and then based on your selection your potential reach will be defined. You can choose your language. Okay, under detailed targeting, I'm gonna say I want to target people who are interested in digital marketing. So based out of your keyword, Facebook will automatically pull in all the people who are interested in online digital marketing. So I can choose this, and then you can hit suggestions, so that Facebook will provide a bunch of different options. Like it's providing internet marketing as job title. Yeah, I'll choose that. Okay, so as you can see, it will provide a bunch of different options based on their interest, their behavior, job title, field of study. So you can pick and choose whichever you want, and based on that, your potential reach will be defined. And you can even use exclude people. So you can add in like, I want to target everyone who is interested in digital marketing, but I don't want any doctors or I don't know physicians. So you can play around with this, and once you're happy with your audience, you can simply hit create audience, and that's how you can create a saved audience. So that's it, guys. I know there are so many different options to create custom audience, and as I mentioned earlier, Facebook is getting more and more powerful in terms of what are the different options that you can use for building an audience, and it just shows that how advanced targeting and audience segmentation is getting, and I really want you to utilize these options, because the more focused and targeted you get, the more relevant your ad is going to be, and it will really help you to improve your click-through rate, your conversion rate, and hopefully it will help you to grow your business by acquiring new customers. So always keep these options as your tools, and make sure to utilize them wherever applicable. So if you have any questions or need any additional information, make sure to comment it, and any like and comment and share is appreciated. And please do subscribe to my channel because I will be uploading weekly videos on digital marketing and digital strategies. So please do subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.